Merry Christmas, everybody! It's not time to stop the football because Boxing Day fixtures are coming. We're not celebrating, we're giving you our tips. Are you ready, Dad?
I'm never ready, Theo, but you know what? Last week, I got 3 points. You got 4 points. How many surprises are there at the moment?
Hey, Dad, tell them the game that I predicted correct. First match, never back the early kickoff. The early kickoff got me 3 points. Aston Villa, Manchester City, 2-1. That's the best call of the video. Well, I know City are losing every week, but the odds were still stacked against them. And I got
Scores are on the doors and 5 points ahead.
Right, let's kick on for the other early kickoff. Let's see if I can make it 6 from 6 points, as Central C once said. I think so. We're near West London anyway. We're not going to West London yet, but there is a derby to speak about. It's Manchester City against Everton.
Whoa, Theo, that's the bit I do. And the first game is Manchester City against Everton, 7th against 15th. A tasty, fascinating Lancashire derby. Now, Man City 7th, Theo, 1-1 in 12 games, and they were outplayed by Aston Villa, weren't they?
Yeah, they were. Manchester City losing every week now. I think they were singing at Villa Park. He had a shot, we had a shot, we had a shot. We're talking about a quadruple winner. The Champions League holders, the best team in the world right now, based off the Club World Cup. And they're singing about having a shot. I tell you what, Christmas has come at the right time for Pep Guardiola. He needs to get back in Tas Català, as we know from the video, his favourite restaurant, and just enjoy it. He's overthinking it now. The players seem knackered. I know Foden's got bronchitis and other players are going through difficult times. A lot of players in the injury room. Of course, Rodri's missing.
I think the problem is they're scared at the moment, Theo.
Yeah.
They've still got the same quality players, and I actually saw a couple of bright sparks. One of them was Jack Grealish. I thought he played really well against his old team. By the way, he was booed every touch he had against Aston Villa.
Maybe his luck has changed since they gave us the signed boots. Man City gifted us that for Christmas. Go watch the main channel video. Definitely the best gift of that video, but there's so many funny ones.
And the other positive, Theo, was Phil Foden. And I think it's going to come together. He got a lot of shots away. He got that late goal. The thing is, though, Theo, Everton, clean sheets recently against Arsenal and Chelsea. In fact, 5 clean sheets in 6 games.
Sean Dyche knows how to get results. This is an Everton team that, might not be scoring many, but defensively, unbelievable.
Do you know what? This is going to be Manchester City 1, Phil Foden, Everton 0.
Ooh, I'm going for a few more. I think this is where the Sean Dyche party stops. City are going to click back into gear at the Etihad on Boxing Day. They're going to be running to the sales in Manchester straight after. The game is going to end 3-0. Sorry, Everton.
Newcastle United against Aston Villa is 8th against 6th. This is 2 teams who won last week. Now for Newcastle, they went away to Ipswich and they were superb. 4-0 victory. Alexander Isak, what we saw from him with that hat-trick was he's a great poacher.
Isak and another goal scorer in Jacob Murphy. 4 goals in, I think it was the first half of the game. They're already 4-0 down. So Eddie Howe's completely turned around his form just before January. I wonder what sort of business they'll be looking after in that month.
I don't think they need to change too much, to be quite honest.
Okay.
This game will be a cracker because Aston Villa against Manchester City was superb. There was almost no space for Man City to do their thing in. And if Villa turn up at Newcastle and do that, this could easily be a draw.
Well, Newcastle have won this fixture 8-2 in the last 2 head-to-head. So 180 minutes, they put 8 past Villa. Then you've got a team that Unai Emery, last time they went away, was actually in Europe. They got that incredible, emphatic 3-2 win over RB Leipzig. Special because their away form before that wasn't very good. Now they're looking good. They got those 2 goals against Man City to win that game. Morgan Rogers, for me, was man of the match. Did the Cole Palmer celebration? Or is it the Rogers? Let me know in the comments below. They're 4 wins from 5. This is 2 on-fire teams. I'm going to go for a goal-crazy draw. 2-2.
Do you know what? John Duran at the moment is absolutely superb. He might get a goal. But the thing about Villa, they're not as good away from home as they are at home. So I'm going to go Newcastle 2, Villa 1.
Wow.
Nottingham Forest against Tottenham Hotspur is 4th against 11th. It's a team in a Champions League spot against Tottenham Hotspur.
11th? Tottenham fans, I'm sorry, this is not good enough.
Let's talk about Forest first there, because they did the unthinkable last week. They beat Brentford
at home.
Brentford's ground.
That is the record breakers, literally.
Yeah.
Premier League did a tweet saying, well done Brentford for this incredible record, but Forest have stopped it finally. Do you know what, I'm going to say it now. Nuno Espirito Santo deserves Manager of the Month.
Wow.
The way Forest have come into these games, they've gone away to United 1-3-2. They beat Brentford at home, which is like impossible, beating Brentford at their own stadium. And there's many more fixtures I can talk about. They've maintained a top 4 for Christmas Day.
I tell you what, Theo, Ola Aina and Elanga, both cracking goals, now won 3 in a row. But let's talk about Spurs, because they've lost 3 of the last 4.
That was embarrassing. To concede 6 goals to Liverpool at home.
Yeah.
There's questions asked to the captain, there's questions asked to the manager and the board, because Spurs fans have been complaining about the board situation even before the 90 minutes, and it's even worse after. Do I think they can beat Forest? Yes, but The morale has never been lower.
But what can you do when your first choice goalkeeper and most of your defence is out injured?
Listen, I have a weird feeling, because it's so Ange, that he just comes back when needed the most. Remember, there's only an 8-point gap between 4th and 11th, the two teams we're talking about here. I remember last season, when Spurs were on a bad run, they beat Villa away, and it just knocked their form back into place, and it helped them push on closer to top 4. This could be one of those games, because Ange needs it for his job. He loses this, he's gone. Full stop, he's gone. Forest 1, Tottenham 3.
I think you've got that very wrong, Theo. I've made the mistake in the past of putting too much faith in Tottenham Hotspur. Forest have won the last 3. They are good at the moment. They win this one 2-1.
And that's an incredible prediction to say up against. We've both gone for different teams winning. I will just say this. Watch out for Dominic Solanke. Last year, he scored a hat-trick against this club. Ooh. Be hungry to do it again.
AFC Bournemouth against Crystal Palace is 5th against 16th. Two teams at opposite ends of the table. Now, Bournemouth, Theo, have got the joint best form in the league over the past 5 games. They went to Old Trafford and smashed United.
3-0. Unbelievable. The cherries. We got some cherries, didn't we? Amorim has questions to be asked, but Bournemouth keep winning under Areola. They are having the best Christmas ever. They're going to enjoy themselves down on the south coast in the sandbanks. I tell you what, Dean Huijsen doing the chill guy celebration, back to back. He did against Tottenham, now he's done against Man United. That's style. That is, they'll be very cool coming into this match against Crystal Palace, knowing they can win again.
They can, Theo. Now, one of the things I noticed about Bournemouth is that their home form is equal to their away form. They've got 14 points at both places. The thing about that United game, it wasn't a 3-0 game. Probably the player of the match was Kepa, Theo.
Wow.
7 saves.
Seriously?
Absolutely.
It's amazing how Kepa's revitalised his own career. But we'll have to speak about Palace as well.
Yes.
Since they beat Brighton 3-1 away, they fell off, haven't they? 2 games to Arsenal, 2 losses.
Do you know what? They lost 5-1 to Arsenal, but if you watch that game, it was all about Arsenal's finishing.
Yeah.
Arsenal had 6 shots on goal, and so did Crystal Palace, and yet it was 5-1.
Yeah.
It's one of those ridiculous scorelines.
Well, they need Ismail Assar to turn up because he's got 4 contributions in the last 3 games. That's a player who can just switch it on when you need it the most. And I think Glasner needs it right now, but I'm not backing it. Bournemouth, at their stadium, the vitality, I'm going 1-0 win. 1-0, maybe Semenyo.
I think you could be right there. I'm going to go 2-1 to Bournemouth. Chelsea against Fulham now. It's 2nd against 9th. In fact, it's the Fulham derby, isn't it?
It is, yes. Fulham
Both
Road.
clubs just down the road from each other.
This is what I'm thinking. Lots of Christmas family dinners because both these clubs play on the same road.
Yeah.
So all the players the night before are probably getting it smashed on the mulled wine, knowing that they're only down the road playing each other. You know, it's one of these games that probably have tons of yellow cards and late reactions and maybe an upset result.
Do you know what? Talking of upsets, Everton and Chelsea 0-0. We didn't expect that.
No, we didn't. We can't ignore Marco Silva's great form in big games. We've seen him go to Liverpool and nearly beat them if it wasn't for that Jota last-minute goal. You cannot write off Fulham in any situation. And let me just add, there's only 3 points that separate 5th and 10th place. So Fulham can test the season in a European spot with a good result.
They could get something here. The other thing to note is that Chelsea's away record is better than their home record. So this could easily be a 0-0 because both of these teams were involved in 0-0 draws last week.
Well, Fulham have got 4 draws from the last 5 games. And, well, the problem is their head-to-head record against Chelsea sucks. Only 8 wins ever, which includes 23 draws and 47 losses since 1910. Iwobi, he's the man to watch, ex-Arsenal. Loves to score against Chelsea. He's got 4 contributions to the last 6 games. But I don't think Fulham will have enough to win here. I'm going to back the favourite, even though I feel it could go both ways. Chelsea 3, Fulham 1. Can I just add, Tosin Adebayo, your tackle in the last game at Goodison was incredible. And now you're playing against your rival. I've got a feeling going to score. Little Christmas goal.
The other player to watch out for, Theo, and we used to watch him at the Reebok Stadium. Anthony Robinson has been brilliant recently.
The American Jedi. They call him Jedi for a reason.
What a shame he went to Wigan. Anyway, Chelsea 2, Fulham 1. Southampton against West Ham United is 20th against 14th. These two teams both got draws at the weekend. Southampton, well done. A point at Craven Cottage. That is his 6th point of the season, but it's getting to the point where it's must-win time, isn't it?
It's getting to the point where they're 8 points from safety. I don't know how any Saints fan is going to be celebrating Christmas. Maybe enough alcohol to not be able to see the Premier League table. I mean, only 4 sides have ever got out the relegation zone after being at the foot of the table at Christmas Day.
Yeah.
And I don't think Southampton will be one to add to that list. They just need a belated Christmas gift from West Ham, who are also under the cosh managerial-wise.
They are, Theo, but they're unbeaten in 3 games. They've kind of stumbled to 20 points. We know they're not going down. They should win this, but can Southampton nick it?
Well, they just went 5-0 down in the first half against Spurs. I don't think they can nick anything. Bowen as well. I mean, if there's anyone who's going to give them a Christmas gift, it's that man.
Yeah.
Jared Bowen loves a late goal. All of his last 5 have come in the second half. Maybe some late scenes here at St. Mary's to create the away end to go wild. But I just have a weird feeling this will end goalless. Too many Christmas dinners, too much, I don't know, mistletoes and all that nonsense. 0-0 draw.
That's the spirit of Christmas. But you know what? I went 1-1 and I changed this at the very last minute to Southampton 1, West Ham 2.
Ooh.
Wolverhampton Wanderers against Manchester United
Wow.
is 18th against 13th. These are two teams with their glory days behind them,
Yes,
Theo.
a lot to talk about here. Well, first of all, Wolves have a new manager, and they might have glory days back because they just battered Leicester City 3-0.
Yes.
And they looked unreal. The whole team just linked. It's as if what they needed was that new manager bounce. They're all looking to show the new gaffer what they're about, why they shouldn't be sold in Jan. Maybe Vitor Pereira, it's from Al-Shabaab with love. Players like Matias Cunha, Gonzalo Guedes, and for me, Rodri Gomez on that left wing back played amazing in that Leicester game, and they've got that fire in their belly again. Hwang Ki-chan is back fit. He could come off the bench. Maybe he could push Brune Larsen for a start because we've seen him score at home to Manchester United before.
Do you know what? We always talk about the goals that Wolves concede. 40. No one has conceded more.
Yeah.
But only 6 teams have scored more.
Wow.
So this is a fascinating team to watch. Probably frustrating for a
Can we
Wolves
not
fan.
forget the head-to-head of this match at the Molineux was 3-4 to United. This could be a Christmas cracker or a Boxing Day mayhem match. This could be goals galore. Nobody knows who's going to win. Amorim, a Portuguese manager, against a very Portuguese Wolves team. There's going to be a lot of back chat, a lot of Portuguese swear words on the pitch that day. A lot of pressure on both these teams.
Do you know what? This is a tale of two managers. Pereira is in his honeymoon. Played 1-1. Amorim, the honeymoon is well over. Now, United were very unlucky against Bournemouth. They had twice as many shots, but their finishing wasn't there.
And I think the Portuguese winner this day will be Wolverhampton Wanderers. They're going to beat Man United. They're going to beat them, Dad. I'm going to predict it. I'm going to say it.
That is massive, and I'm
2-1.
wondering if Jeremy Beadle's around, but I'm going to go for a very close prediction. Yes, he's right there. Yeah. It's going to be Wolves 2, Man United 2.
Oh,
Goals.
You're not even backing
goals.
United to win.
No. Liverpool against Leicester City now is first against 17.
Amazing.
Perhaps the mismatch of the day. Now, Liverpool, Theo, Mo Salah, 15 goals, 11 assists this season. He is the 4th highest scorer in the history of Liverpool Football Club.
It looks like someone wants to win this Premier League table. They bounced back from 2 draws with a massive 6-goal thriller. Well, 6 goals for them. 2 from Luis Diaz, 2 from Salah with an assist. Just a masterclass from everybody on the pitch. McAllister got involved. Gravenberch was excellent. Everybody in that team. It's the only 11 I can say in the Premier League I look at and think, yeah, that can win the Premier League. And that makes Liverpool fans Christmas Day Premier League champions for the 21st time ever, which is a record. And guess how many they went on to convert into Premier League titles? Out of 20, how many?
17.
Wrong, 11.
Think about Liverpool, Theo. They're perfectionists. After the game, they were complaining about conceding 3 goals. But the truth was, I thought the midfield was spectacular. Szoboszlai, McAllister. I've talked all season about Gravenberch. Those are the 3. This is the key to the Liverpool town. We're always talking about the Salahs and the Diazes and Gakpos and what have you. But you've got to look to that midfield. And Liverpool is the complete unit this season. They are superb. They will win this title. And well done to them. But don't use the word champions because you can only use that word come April, May.
Interesting. Now let's talk about Leicester City. It's been some poor results recently. 2 losses in a row, 7 goals conceded, 0 scored. Listen, Van Nistelrooy had better memories at Anfield scoring up top for Manchester United than coming here as a manager when he's not really in form. So will he face the old rivals with any belief and hope?
No is the answer. I mean, there is that rivalry, isn't there? The Liverpool-Man United rivalry. Rude remembers the games that he played in. But I'm sorry, Liverpool can win this by a tennis score. But having said that, I think Leicester are going to score. I think it's going to be 3-1 Liverpool.
I'm going to go 3-0. Another 3-win goal difference.
Brighton and Hove Albion against Brentford. Now a mid-table clash, 10th versus 12th. But this is the battle of the owners. It's Bloom against Benham. Now Brighton first there. They have not won a game in the last 5.
It's embarrassing. And if you look at all the 5 fixtures, every single one is winnable. Listen, it's the Moneyball derby. We spent the Euros with Tony Bloom. You know, very big mindset. And the way he's taken Brighton, the players he's brought to that team, the quality, the Premier League stature. Could this change around? Could they be sacking their manager soon?
Look, Theo, these 2 owners are the best owners in the league. And Thomas Frank has been at Brentford for a long time. Nobody's getting sacked here. They've lost 3 of the last 4 games. The thing is, we're so used to them winning everything at home and losing everything away. Could this change here?
I don't know. Well, all I'll say is Hazala needs a Christmas fortune cookie to change his form right now. Maybe it could be Jorginho Rutter. Maybe a return from Danny Welbeck, who seems to always perform when they need him the most. But then there's Brentford. They lost at home finally, and that was Nottingham Forest's fault. And I think a big part of that is the injury problems. They've got Pinnock out, they've got Thiago missing their new signing, and of course, the regular Rico Henry still in the injury room. It's a bit of a crisis. It's unfair for them. They've got 1 point away from home all season. It's going to be a high-scoring draw, 2-2.
I think that's quite a good shout. I nearly went 1-1, but I'm going to go Brighton 2, Brentford 1.
Wow.
And finally, Arsenal against Ipswich Town is 3rd against 19th. Theo, it's another David versus Goliath encounter. Arsenal back to winning ways, went to Crystal Palace and battered them.
They did, Dad. It's looking bleak now for Ipswich after they conceded 4 early goals to Newcastle, and that was the end score. But, Dad, yeah, the Gunners not back in. Thankful to the calendar, giving them Crystal Palace twice in the space of, what, like 2 days?
Yeah.
In the EFL Cup and the Premier League. And Gabby Jesus, he seems to be the new king of the Emirates.
Well, it's Christmas Day soon, isn't it, Theo? So we've got to talk about Jesus.
And then, they've now got 4 clean sheets in the last 5 Emirates fixtures. Will there be another here?
They will win this one very, very comfortably. Ipswich disappointed with them against Newcastle. They offered nothing against a team that is mid-table. This is going to be Arsenal 3, Ipswich 0.
Well, Ipswich have never come to the Emirates and won. The last time they faced in the Premier League was 2002. And yeah, they do turn up away though with 2 wins in 3. But not here. Arsenal 3, Ipswich 0. I'm sorry, Hendog. That is it. Merry Christmas to everybody. Good luck with your prezzies. I'm excited to see what Thogden has got me. But the Premier League clubs got me something. It's on the main channel now. Go watch it.
Yeah, watch that one up there.
What?
That one up
right there. Is it right there?
Was it over there?
No, it's over there. You're
It's
right.
over, I'm sorry, yeah,
you got it
no,
right.
it's
Okay,
yeah, it's up there on
perfect.
the...
Alright, see you in a bit.